Welcome to the Infinite Musician Podcast. I'm Dan Weiss, creator and owner of MFile Music Theory and Songwriting. We are all about helping you gain control of your creative passion and power so you can become the musician you are supposed to be, making the most impact with your music by creating the music that you hear in your head. We're back, and as you can see, I have a stowaway. Internet, this is our cat. His name is Benson. We call him Bence, and he wouldn't stop scratching at the door, so I figured I might as well let him in, and he pretty much does what he wants. So I wasn't going to make him leave once the segment with the interviews was over, when I get to put my feet up, make some steamed ice, and just let my cares float away. But now, let's talk about a few critical songwriting tips that every musician and songwriter needs to know. This is some important... I'm trying to think of another word for tip. I think I need to invest in a thesaurus, I guess. I don't know. But just some simple advice around better songwriting habits and work habits. I feel like that's a kind of a thing that doesn't always get tackled when we're talking about songwriting. I mean, if you start getting more serious about it, obviously that's one thing that people will try and push. But if you're getting started with it, you want to know some important tips to escape being stuck as an unheard musician without releasing music that no one will hear, then you need to open up your ears and clean out your eyes, because we're going to take your songwriting to the next level. Songwriting tip number 1, create a space to write and make music consistently. You want to make music and write songs for a living. Pet the kitty. You have to treat it like a job. This means getting up and going to work every day and doing everything you can to improve so that you can gain status, influence, and independence. It's a no-brainer here, but the more you do something, the better you get at it. If you write music and practice every single day, even for a small window, you will make monumental progress. You can't expect to wait around for inspiration or the time to be, air quotes, just right, because music is a craft. So be deliberate with it. Take it seriously, and it will reward you. You need to assess your daily schedule. When you write your average daily activities down in blocks of time, you may start to realize that you have a lot more time to work on these things than you thought you did. You may also notice, if you are truly being honest with yourself, that large chunks of the day are being filled with things that are just a colossal waste of time. If you actively block out at least 1 hour every day for concentrated songwriting, you'll find that you will get more done than you thought you could in far less time than you thought you would need. Bing! Songwriting tip Number 2, developing a process for being creative or for writing, which really, I mean, they should be the same thing, but the time has come for you to sit down and write your music. So how do you approach it? Do you spin around in your chair for a good 15 minutes waiting for something to hit you? Do you sit down only to realize that nothing is where it's supposed to be and you have to find everything, and by the time you get started to try and think of an idea, most of your time has been wasted? The less friction or potential obstacles that are in your way, the more likely you are to be productive and fruitful with your efforts. Working out a system or a process can really help you with this. How easy is it for you to go and take a shower, finish your morning routine, get through a workout at the gym, go to the store and buy the essentials you buy every single time you go there? There are steps you take in a certain order, in a specific place where everything you need is right there, ready to be accessed by you. The efficient design of the system helps the effectiveness of you in the process. Designate a specific space to use for your writing. Being able to get into work mode is easy when all of your tools are in the same spot. Limit your distractions. Like this guy, this asshole, Senior Kitty. Limit your distractions. He's slapping me with his tail. One moment, I gotta let him out. Never work with cats. They're so unprofessional. Limit your distractions and do what you can to have everything you need ready to go well before you sit down to work, not when you decide to work. Do you want to spend 15 minutes of your fleeting work time changing guitar strings or looking for paper to write on? Think about how you actually approach your writing when you sit down to do it. How much of that time is just pissed away noodling? While inspiration is nice, it doesn't have to listen to you ever. You don't call the shots. So you can't wait around to be struck all the time by a brilliant bolt of lightning. Have some kind of idea or prompt that you can use to jumpstart your creative process. The work starts much faster when there is an objective to complete or a problem that you have to solve. Keep a journal of your ideas. This way, when you sit down to work but aren't sure of what it is you're going to work on, you have a whole collection of ideas to choose from and to develop further into a complete masterpiece. And I'm waiting on you, Tim. Yeah, bet you didn't think I was paying attention, Tim. So, songwriting tip number 3, connecting with an accountability partner or group. You aren't the only songwriter or musician taking on the monumental task of creating something new. Finding people just like you should be a matter of priority. Writing music can be an incredibly lonely endeavor, but it doesn't have to be. Honest encouragement and feedback from those who understand the songwriting struggle is priceless. But more importantly, if you set out to write a song today, but you are the only person who knows, and you didn't bother to do it because you ate a whole pizza to yourself and fell asleep, then relatively little harm is done. Without consequence, you can feel free to shirk all of your responsibility, but you have to be your own boss to get the music finished. There are plenty of groups for songwriters out there, but they do tend to be pretty spammy and have little to no substance. That's why I created our Facebook group. It's called MFile, Songwriting Secrets for Advancing Musicians. It is closely monitored. We don't allow any spam or weird shit. And it's created to build a community of musicians who want to make progress. So if you look up Songwriting Secrets for Advancing Musicians, or I think it's, facebook.com/groups/MFile SSAM. But, just type in Songwriting Secrets or MFile, you'll find it. And then you get to hang with a lot of really cool people. And we want to get as many people in there that want to learn and want to improve so that they can all improve each other and inspire each other to keep progressing. Show off your wins, ask questions, get advice. It's all there for you. So, if you want to learn more about any of the topics discussed on today's episode, or if you'd like to expand your horizons so you can make the most amount of impact with your music, please be sure to check us out at mfile.ca.